Here is an explanation for the answer to final exam question number 77 in Electronics Demystified, 2nd edition. If you have the printed book, please see page 434. We're talking about using the web, or the internet, to access information from a distant site. Which hours should you generally try to avoid? Well, let's look at a diagram of how this traffic, that is to say data, flows from a source, that would be our remote site in this case, to the destination, which would be where we are in this case. Data flows in packets through various intermediary points known as nodes to get to the destination, and then it's finally reassembled here at the destination where we are. En route, the data may be broken up into all kinds of little pieces known as packets. So that's a packet communications mode. Once the data gets to the destination, hopefully it's reassembled into a replication of what came originally from the source. So suppose that we want to get, say, information from a corporate site in Detroit, Michigan. And we happen to live in, say, Singapore, on the other side of the world. Well, we can get that information, but the best time to get it is when the Detroit site is the least busy. Well, that would mean that we would want to avoid working hours in Detroit, in the United States. So the correct answer here is choice A. We want to avoid working hours at the remote location. In that case, generally between the hours of 8 in the morning and 5 o'clock in the afternoon, local time. I believe Detroit is in the eastern time zone of the United States. So if you live in Singapore, you would need to consult your timetables and find out when the best time is or when the worst time is for you to try to access that information. Now, that isn't always necessarily the case. If you're trying to get information from some sources, working hours really are kind of irrelevant. But all of the other answers here are generally irrelevant or meaningless or improper. So the best choice, once again, to this question, a little bit nebulous, but by a process of elimination, once again, choice A is what we might say the least worst option.